Bunch of old records, CDs. Didn't expect all this. Jazz. Buffalo. I have to go over and check that out. All right. Inspector General. How you doing?
Doing fine.
So, I emailed some complaints about some things that I've been going through in Indiana,
Okay.
and I noticed one of the people that I submitted my complaint to blocked me and quit and wouldn't allow me to send them emails anymore
From which office?
from this office,
And are you aware of which office you're at?
the Office of the Inspector General.
Yep.
Yeah, they handle all the state employees
Uh-huh.
and their misconduct, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me get our director, let's start with our director of investigations, and we'll kind of work up from there, okay?
All right, sounds good.
All right, thanks.
Can I get your name?
No, what's that?
Do you know where you're at? How you doing?
Good.
So, I've emailed you guys' office numerous times, and I just recently emailed it again, and
I was expecting someone else. Remind me who you are.
Well, I came up here because I submitted some complaints online. I emailed some complaints.
What's your name?
I don't want to give my name, but I
Well,
mean,
how would I find the complaints?
well, I mean, you have to go by the story. So, I emailed some.
Here, have a seat.
I emailed some complaints about some state employees and their conduct, and so one of the people, they let my emails, I guess, go through, but the other one blocked me because I emailed several people on your guys' online portal,
Okay.
and somebody blocked me. And I mean, they're all legitimate complaints. I've got video proof of everything that's happened. And I've been trying to get everybody to investigate. I've contacted the Department of Justice. I've contacted the FBI. I've contacted.
Let me ask you this: when was your first complaint filed? Do you recall roughly?
Probably in around May, sometime in May. 23. Yep.
Okay. And what was your complaint referencing?
Well, basically every state building that I go into, the employees are rude. I mean, I've been battered by a few security guard companies. The employees, they're not honoring the Indiana APRA law. They're being disrespectful. They're calling the police on me to get me out of the building when I've done nothing wrong except trying to video my business that I'm trying to conduct in those offices. And they're denying me entry, denying me public records, making false statements to the police department to get the police involved.
Well, what records are you asking for? Or what agencies are you visiting?
Well, I've been over here to the state capitol building a couple times. The representative's office, the two females in there, they called Beeman, the state trooper Beeman, on me to get me out of their office because I was just looking around at the office. It's the first time I've ever been in the state capitol building. And they didn't like me in their videoing, so they called Beeman, and then the lady tells them that she has no idea why I'm in there. When I thoroughly explained why I was in there, I told her it's my first time I've ever been in there. I'm just taking a look at the office, trying to get to know the public employees because I'm going to be videoing all these public employees from now on.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So there's several things going on now. So the legislators, they just passed a bill to give the officers the authority to keep people 25 feet away from the officers.
I remember that.
That's an unconstitutional passing.
I remember that bill.
And then now there's a thing going on to where they're trying to pass this thing to where people taking care of their children at home or family members, home care, they're trying to stop the people from being able to do that to provide service to their own family members. And because they're saying there's no funding, well, where's all the money going?
You're talking about general stories that's been in the news.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that I see, and then there's other stuff that's going on. I mean, like the whole fact that the officers of Indiana, or it seems in any other state either, they don't seem to know the law. I mean, there's all these unlawful statutes that get passed by legislators. Everything they're delving out is to hinder the public. And nobody's serving the public. In fact, you guys constantly take from the public. It's either you take our money, you take our freedom, or something to that effect. But the people in America cannot benefit with the government acting the way it's acting now.
Can I stop you a moment?
Yeah,
Ask
go
you
ahead.
a question. In your complaint, you said it was about May of 2023.
Well, I can tell you what my complaint's about. So here's the thing. I was unlawfully arrested at the post office, the downtown post office, the Circle City Station post office, was my first arrest, okay? So at this point, I'm out on a public sidewalk, okay? The sergeant comes out, tells me if I go back into the post office, I'll be arrested. I'm standing on a public sidewalk. He wants me to identify. Well, I don't have to identify if they're trespassing me. If I violate the trespass, then they have the right to ID me, get my identity. The only reason why the sergeant wanted my identity is because the postmaster wanted my name. So the officer is trying to get my name, so he tells me he wants me to identify, I tell him I'm not. And then he says, well, I'm being trespassed. And I said, so you're listening to a liar because the postal employees made a false 911 call. And I said, I have the video evidence. You don't want to see the video evidence? And he said, no, I do not. So when I told him about himself, he ordered me to be arrested.
Okay. Well, when you sent your complaint in to us on the website,
Yeah.
did you get a reply back?
No, I haven't got a reply back. I mean, I got that one notification that said that basically my emails are being blocked. And then, like I said, I submitted them to a few people on there because there are different people in your office that you can submit it to. So I went down and submitted it to a couple people. And I mean, I put a story in there. I mean, everything that's happened, everything I've been through. So I've been,
Do you recall who you submitted it to?
my phone's kind of slow, but I can see if I can pull it up. My internet sucks. I mean, I came here because, I mean, I wanted to come here sooner. I wanted to come here the next day after my email got blocked. But, you know, I got stuff I've got to take care of, so.
I don't know who would be blocking your emails. I've never heard of that
Yeah, me either.
here. So that's something we would have to ask our information technology group, not here locally, but for the state to understand that.
I mean, I guess it's no different than the FBI hanging up on me because I informed the people on the phone that I'm recording this conversation as well because of the way I was just treated on my previous phone call.
Right.
And they hang up on me. They don't want to identify themselves.
A lot of the things you're describing doesn't fit within our jurisdiction.
Well, I mean, if you guys are handling state employees, the state capitol building, there's 3 offices: the Ways and Means office, the House of Representatives, and the Lieutenant Governor's office. The Lieutenant Governor's office, none of the employees were there, in there would identify. They wouldn't honor my public records request, and they made a false 911 call to the state police to have me trespassed out of the office when I did nothing wrong.
Did you submit a request for certain records
Yeah,
in writing?
yeah.
Okay.
And when I do it in person, they have 24 hours to acknowledge the receipt of my public records request. And nobody's acknowledged anything because they're not going to fulfill my records request. In fact, the lady told the officer that I was being belligerent when I never was belligerent. I told her I wanted to set up an appointment with the Lieutenant Governor to talk to the Lieutenant Governor to see if there's something that the Lieutenant Governor can help with as far as all these unlawful actions. I mean, I was battered by the security guard in the Minton Federal Capart building, and the Department of Homeland Security refused to take the police report. Instead, they gave me a ticket for videoing inside the federal building, and I had to go to U.S. District Court, and I've already done that and already beat that case. So now the people in the U.S. District Court office, they're now witnesses to my battery that I was subjected to by the security guard, and nobody's doing anything. Nobody's taking the police report about my battery. Nobody's holding that security guard accountable.
Well, we definitely don't have any jurisdiction there.
Well, no, I know that because that's federal, but you guys handle these state employees, so you guys have got all the authority over all these state employees over here.
Well, there's just certain things that we investigate that falls under our jurisdiction by statute.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
If you go to the website, if you're on our website, it should be on there that it'll give you a guidance on what it is we investigate. And then it sounds like some of if you're talking about on the street and stuff here in Indianapolis, you're outside a Federal Postal Service building. Was that a Indianapolis Police Department officer that you met there on the street?
yeah.
Then that wouldn't be under our jurisdiction, neither would be the post office.
No, I'm not talking about the post office. I'm talking about these state employees over here at the state capitol building. I mean, the Ways and Means office trespassed me or called Lieutenant Beeman on me to get me out of their office because I was in their video recording in a public area, like this right here. And then Beeman even stated that I was in a public area. But he got hung up on the fact that the employee, Kaylee Collinger over there, and Benjamin Tooley. I mean, I was talking to Kaylee, she asked me if I needed help. I was like, no, and I told her the same thing. This is my first time I've ever been in this building. I'm just checking it out, videoing the building. I mean, they run tours in there every hour, you know, if there's enough people. So, I mean, I don't understand why I'm not even a tourist. I live in Indiana.
Right.
So it's just the first time I've ever been there. And then, so Benjamin Tooley walks up and immediately, before he says anything, he tried to shoo me out of the office. And I said, no, I'm not leaving the office. And then we get into this thing about the public records request. And I said, and I tried to get his name. He wouldn't identify his name. Kaylee Collinger wouldn't even give me her name, even though her name plaque's sitting right there on her desk.
Do you have a copy of the public records request?
No, I mean, I just submitted it. I mean, I was in the middle of being trespassed out of their office by Lieutenant Beeman. And like I said, they wasn't doing anything to cooperate. In fact, Beeman, like I was saying, so Beeman got stuck. So let's say that beyond that doorway there's another office. I don't know if you're familiar with the Ways and Means office. But anyway, they're like Kaylee Collinger's desk would be here. There'd be a hallway here where Tooley popped out of. And then there's a little area for the public. And then like beyond those doors was another office. So I was just looking around in that office. But when they refused to let me do a public records request, I asked the lady in the other office if I could get a pen and if I could borrow a pen and get a piece of paper. Well, she's like, no problem. She gives me a pen and a piece of paper. I write my request out. And then as I'm handing her pen back, that's when Beeman showed up. So Beeman tried to say or thought that I went beyond that little public area, even though it wasn't marked. I mean, for the public to know that they're not allowed there has to be some kind of markings. I mean, like that, security, you know, you got a security checkpoint access right there, so you got to put in a number. The public don't know where we can go and where we can't unless it's marked. I mean, obviously. So, but I never went in that office. I was just handing the lady her pen back. So Beeman got stuck on the fact that I was all up in that office when I wasn't. And I tried to explain that to him, but Beeman only hears one person, and that's himself. And I've already told, because I had an interaction with the Indiana Supreme Court, Joe Donnelly or whatever his name is over there, Donnelly or whatever. But and then there was a couple Capitol police officers that showed up, and then a couple of state troopers that showed up over there. And Beeman is, he doesn't deserve to be an officer. Like I said, he don't listen to nobody. He don't understand public and private. And even when he himself says I was in a public area, still trespassed me out of a public area. I mean, that don't even make sense. If I was in there breaking the law, you could trespass me. And the state employees not identifying who they are, they tell me, well, all the information's online. And I told them, I said, well, if you want, and this was before Beeman showed up, I said, if you want me to leave, just give me your name and I'll leave. And they didn't want to do it. And like I said, Kaylee Collinger's name plaque is right on her desk. So, her name was right there, but I just wanted to see how they would handle the situation. And they don't handle it good, especially when they're on video. That is no way, I've never seen so much nonsense that people continue on with while they're on video. Why on earth would you carry on like that? And Beeman, he's a special kind of stupid. They don't get any dumber than him. To trespass me out of a public area, then tell me it's a public area while he's trespassed me out of it. He clearly, I hope the judge strips him of his qualified immunity, because I'm suing every one of these people.
Okay.
And I hope the judge strips him of his qualified immunity, and I take everything he's worked for his whole life. Because my numbers are not going to be small. They're going to be big numbers. I'm not playing around with no $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. Because, they're going to pay for it. I try to explain everything to them. I explain everything thoroughly to everybody. And because I'm a member of the public, I guess, and they think that I'm falling under this Hoosier mentality, the drunk, ignorant definition of a Hoosier, because that's what a Hoosier is defined as, an ignorant drunk. I'm not a Hoosier. I'm somebody that knows what I'm doing.
I'm not asking that. The thing is you came here asking about why you were blocked from our website.
Yeah, I wanted to file some complaints on whoever blocked me.
Which I find unusual. If you go to our website, you'll see my name on there. Won't you refile your complaint to my email address that's on that website?
Jay Cooper
Jennifer Cooper's no longer here.
said my message is blocked.
Can you show me? Put my second set of eyes on here.
Yeah, I need a second set myself, but I do okay.
Messaging, harassment, blocks, and technical details. Let's see. Can I scroll down?
Yeah, I don't care.
Response from the most certain.
I don't have nothing that shouldn't be on there.
Recipient address rejected, access denied. What's is this your address, the MAZ?
Yeah, LEY, Maisley.
LEY,
Yeah, Maisley 38, yeah.
You know, that would be an IT issue, because I can share with you that there's certain emails apparently, and it must be, yours is Gmail.
Yeah,
I've noticed one I'm a former state trooper. I noticed one that there's a newsletter they send out under an individual's Gmail account,
yeah,
and the IoT here picks up on it, whatever their programming is, picks up on that and blocks it. I don't even get it,
yeah.
which is unusual, and I don't know why that's happened. I've never questioned it, because I saw it's just newsletter, general news information like retirees information, deaths that have occurred on the department, things like that.
Yeah.
But I can't read the message. It's because it is blocked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think that might be what's happening to your message.
Well, see, like I said, one of them went through. I mean, I haven't heard anything back from them.
Well, which one do you say? The one in May, did it go through?
Yeah, them went through, and but like I said, I still haven't heard anything from them because I check my email
I know
daily.
you didn't. Let's see. Your email is different than. Is Wanda Mize someone else you know?
Yeah,
And are you using? But you're using your email, right? MAZLAY.
yeah, that's that's it.
your
Yeah,
Gmail?
yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say about the blocking. I think that may just be picking up on what our information technology group is trying to protect systems
Yeah.
from getting spam and prevent. I think that's the reason it didn't go through. And I'll tell you, it might be because it doesn't match. It doesn't match the first name in here. I'm sorry. You know, Wanda Mize, and then the email doesn't match it.
Yeah.
The name,
Yeah.
leading name.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's picking up on that. The what do you call it? I can't say it.
Acronym.
Acronym or the rhythm that they.
The algorithm.
Algorithm that's in the system might be picking up on that as different and blocking it
Yeah.
automatically. I mean, it could be blocking it everywhere.
Well, like I said, there's another one that, I mean, it's not blocked, but I mean, this one was blocked, and
Can you show me the one that wasn't blocked?
let me see. Yeah, right here. I mean, this one, Tiffany, something. And that's basically what I sent right there. Like I said, I kind of sent a book, but there was a lot going on. I know you guys handle state employees,
What's the
but
date here? January 11th? Doesn't have the year, but it's got.
yeah, it'd be 2024 when I sent that. But like I said, around when this stuff first happened is when I started. I mean, I was contacting everybody, and I may have contacted you guys in regards to maybe employees that you guys didn't cover. Maybe like I may have contacted or emailed you guys in regards to the IMPD and their actions.
Right.
But I mean, there's, like I've said, there's still the state police. So I mean, they would be in your guys' realm. Brian Millard over there, I've been in there numerous times trying to submit public records requests. At first, he was kind of rough and trying to basically trespass me out of the state police department office over here in the state building, right down the boulevard here. And he, I mean, as far as I know, he's a lieutenant and he's in charge of the public records. And I wanted to get background information on a couple of the troopers, Hankins and Beeman, who are involved in my court case that I've got ongoing. I wanted Brady information. I wanted their proof of bond and who their bond was provided by, their bond or insurance, for litigation purposes. And I wanted to see if they had any disciplinary history, if they were on any Brady lists anywhere, their prior arrest record that may have resembled mine as far as trespass or disorderly conduct.
Okay.
And I mean, they refused, and I tell them that you guys are it's obstruction of justice and withholding evidence to an ongoing court case. I wanted background information on these officers. I already found out that one of the IMPD officers, John Constable, who ordered my arrest back in 2017, the prosecutors gave him a break. He was arrested on 5 or 6 felonies, criminal confinement. He threatened to shoot his daughter, his girlfriend, and himself. And the prosecutors gave him 5 months of unsupervised probation for that, when he had over 10 years in criminal charges that he was facing.
Okay, but she called you Mr. Mize. That's not your name, right?
No, it's not my name.
Tiffany did reply to you, and she's kind of telling you what I told you, but she gives you a greater in-depth explanation. Tiffany is one of the attorneys. We have a few attorneys, and when these come in, they screen the complaint to see if it fits within our jurisdiction, if we have any authority to investigate it. She's explaining to you why we don't have the authority, and she's covered every detail that you brought up about your concerns and guides you to other offices or agencies that could perhaps you should contact that may be able to help you with that complaint.
Yeah, but I mean,
did you read it all?
no, I didn't read that. I mean, I didn't even know that popped up there.
Yeah,
but
so
I mean, I would have read it.
Here's
But
her response.
I mean, my thing.
That's
you know,
what I'm trying to tell you, explain to you, is our jurisdiction is very limited. And Tiffany is one of the attorneys that, just as Jennifer would have been when she worked here, would have reviewed a complaint and decided and looked at our statutes to see if that complaint would fit into anything that we had jurisdiction to investigate. And she's telling you that we don't.
oh yeah, I saw this because I did. I mean, in fact, I did contact I contacted the Supreme Court about
Did you?
the prosecutor's office. Yeah, because I mean, it's conspiracy and malicious prosecution.
Well,
But
see, we don't have, as she's told you there, we don't have any jurisdiction over those. Those are that's the office you'd have to go to. We don't have any authority to make decisions for them. They make their decisions based upon your complaint and the facts you present to them.
yeah, see right here. I mean, you guys have jurisdiction over the Indiana State Police, so I mean, they're in multiple violations of official misconduct, conspiracy, malicious prosecution, retaliation. You know, I mean, here's the thing. So when I was at the state capitol building, right, and Beeman trespassed me out, unlawfully trespassed, I kind of stayed in the House of Representatives office and left on my own accord, even though Beeman was trying his best to get me out of there. Then I went to several other offices. Well, I ended up in the Ways and Means office at some point. So Beeman he officially trespassed me out of that Ways and Means office under threat of arrest. So on scene, Beeman never asked me for ID, never said I committed a crime or I was being charged with the crime, and I was free to go. So in fact, me and Hankins walked, at that point I was done. I was so aggravated with Beeman and his nonsense, I was just done. So I didn't even get to see the whole state capitol building. So we walked out, but I go to court over this post office arrest, and the prosecutor says, we got 2 more charges. And I'm thinking, what is the IMPD trying to pull now? And I get to looking at the paperwork, I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't an IMPD, this is the state police. So how did the state troopers get my information? Either IMPD, when they confiscated my phones, went through my phones illegally and saw that I did a video on the state capitol building and how the interaction went between me and Beeman, and IMPD contacted the state police and gave them my information, or the Attorney General's office, because I submitted the complaint, but I did the complaint anonymously. I didn't leave no name. But I did submit a tort claim at the Attorney General's office. So either the state police either got my name from the Attorney General or they got it from IMPD. So either way you look at it, it's a retaliatory charge because I was never charged with anything on scene. I was never forced to identify myself. And nobody had my information other than IMPD and the Attorney General.
Well, with IMPD, you'd have to file that with IMPD, their internal affairs.
Yeah, I've already been there. That's useless.
What Tiffany's pointed out to you here, though we do have jurisdiction, what you're describing is more of an internal affairs investigation by ISP. It's not involving the things we oversee and investigate of the state employees, but you're describing acts that they may have misacted internally.
Yeah, but they're criminal acts, and they're not doing anything. Every time I go to the state police to try to talk to the higher up, all I get is Millard. He's the one that shows up, and then even the lady at the front desk, well, Millard is my higher up, he's who I listen to. Well, Millard don't listen to me, and he doesn't do what's lawfully supposed to be done. He's in violation of the law, numerous laws, civil and criminal. So just like Hankins and Beeman, they're in violation of criminal law and civil rights. So if I can't get anybody to hear me at the state police, then I go up the chain, and this is up the chain. So that's official misconduct, malicious prosecution, conspiracy, and whatever civil rights violations, 4th Amendment, 1st Amendment, 14th Amendment.
We don't have the jurisdiction to investigate those. Now, the official misconduct that you mentioned can't be applied unless there's an underlying base charge, like
conspiracy.
Like with what we look at, like theft by a state employee, ghost employment by a state employee.
Well, I mean, if they're working for the people and getting paid by the people and not doing their job, wouldn't that be considered theft?
Well, it depends on. No, I'm not arguing with you. I see what you're trying to say, but if they're not working, that would be an internal problem. And he apparently was working. You're just in disagreement with his work.
Well, I mean, the law. I mean, it's not just me that's in the disagreement. It's the law that's in disagreement. He's violating the Indiana APRA law, and there's penalties for that. And not only that, he's committing civil rights violations. Like I said, he tried to trespass me out of the state police department office because I was trying to do a public record.
We don't have the authority on the civil rights to investigate that. That would be, as you've called them before, that would be the federal government, the FBI.
Well, I called them, and all they do is laugh at me and hang up.
Now, as far as, sounds like you followed up with the Supreme Court, but that's what I'm saying. You're saying elevated. We're not elevated over the state police. We're simply watchdogs of the state government for certain limited violations by state employees, contractors, appointees.
Yeah, I mean, they're all in, like I said, they're all in violation. I mean, even the FSAA building over there on Shadeland, here's the thing, out on the sidewalk, there's a button you push for the handicapped people to be able to access the doorway. Well, I never pushed it because I heard the buzzer on the door hit, I heard the buzzer on the door, so I just walked in. Well, I wasn't doing anything wrong, I was just videoing, and I wanted to talk to some people. I had some questions that I wanted to ask some of the employees in there about some things that, I wanted some answers to. And, but the security guards get all worked up, and then I end up getting battered by one of the security guards. But then you got all the FSAA employees, after the police left, didn't do anything to me. In fact, I was the one that was battered by the security guard. The officers left. They knew I had every right to be there after I explained it to them. And I tried to go back in to conduct my business. There's several FSAA employees over here, and the security guard and the security guard's supervisor was there. All of them knew I just got battered by the security guard. They still denied me entry. They allowed me into the first set of doors in that little corridor, but I couldn't go into the second set of doors to talk to any of the employees. So they denied my entry into that public building. Not only that, it was a nice day out. They cranked the heat up in that little corridor, hoping that they could sweat me out of that little corridor. You can hear the fan roaring on my phone while I'm recording, and you can hear me clearly trying to explain to this supervisor that his officer just battered me. I need to file a report on that with him to get to his agency, and I needed to talk to the FSAA employees who are all standing over here corralling and laughing about what I just went through. So, I mean, I got all these videos. I mean,
Right.
jot down my YouTube and watch my videos. And I mean, they're state employees all over Indiana. Nobody respects the public.
Is it under your name or?
It's going to be under Wanda Mize, one word,
One demise, one word.
on YouTube. I've got about 76 videos up.
Okay, all right. And I know you don't want to give it to me, but what was your email address?
It's mazley38@gmail.
M-A-Z-A-L-L-E-Y?
Mazley.
All right. And you used the one demise as the pre.
For my YouTube, yeah. I mean, I know I list them under several things, but YouTube is the primary.
Well, I don't have any answers for you. The specifics of your complaint, outside the first complaint you filed where Tiffany responded to you,
Yeah.
you say you've been blocked on all the rest.
No, I was blocked on that one other one, and
Jennifer?
I mean, this is the one that went through. But like I said, I mean, I didn't remember seeing it before, but I remember now because of the Supreme Court thing as far as the
Right.
prosecutor's office. And yeah, I'm definitely going out to the prosecutor's office. I mean,
So she provided you guidance and directed you to the proper offices to follow up on the issues that you got complaints on.
yeah, you said that Cooper's no longer here, right?
She's not. She
All right, so-
moved on to another agency.
All right, so I won't file a complaint on that then, because she moved on. Maybe that's why my stuff got
Could've been.
rejected. You know, I don't
Could have
know.
been
But
because it may not have, because you put in for the OIG and she was no longer here.
yeah, I mean,
She hasn't been here for a couple of years.
I don't really try to do anything unless I know for sure that somebody's in violation of something. You know, that makes me a bad person. But I mean, there's a lot of nonsense that I've been through, and I'll tell you, if you watch my YouTube, I do give them, you know, I do give them a little bit of gruffness. But I mean, they're in dereliction of their duty, right? So, I mean, like me and you just sat here all the time. We had a respectful conversation. I've tried to restrict. I mean, I cuss a lot, so you know, I've tried to withhold my cuss words while I'm trying to talk to somebody.
Right.
But I mean, once their ignorance kicks in and they start acting unlawful, I'm not a very nice person anymore. And so I mean, I redress them and I let them know that, you know, I'm not happy with what they've done. So,
Okay.
but I appreciate you sitting down
I
talking to me.
I haven't
and,
seen your videos, and I can't argue with what you yourself have experienced, so.
well, I mean, in the beginning, you'll see. I mean, you may not like or you may not approve of how I redress myself when the unlawfulness happens, but I do try to be professional. I try to get answers. I want backgrounds on these officers involved in my cases. Nobody's giving it to me, and then they just get out of line. So I mean, I get out of line,
Right.
and you know, just to let them know that, you know, you're not pushing me around. I'm not scared of you, and you know, that's pretty much it.
And you say you were arrested? You had a court date?
So far, I've been battered. Well, I mean, if you want to count the police department, because after I was handcuffed, I was choked, and then the other officer was digging the handcuffs into my wrist.
You're talking about this recent arrest by IMPD?
This was in May, yeah, but I'm still going to court over that. So I've been unlawfully arrested twice, once by the state police and once by IMPD. I technically consider that federal building an arrest too, because it met 3 of the 5 elements that would make somebody believe it was an arrest. I thought I was under arrest. My property was seized. I was handcuffed, and I wasn't given the freedom to move at my own will. I was ordered to do whatever I could do. You know, sit down. You know, I was under their demand, so I consider that an arrest, even though they didn't take me downtown or anything.
Right.
or I say downtown, but you know, to Fountain Square nowadays, but.
Restricted your movements.
Yeah, so I mean, I consider that an arrest. So I would say 3 arrests, and I've been battered numerous times, and then just a whole lot of disrespect towards the public from the employees, state and federal.
Well, I would say that your complaint on the ISP officer should probably go to ISP, their internal affairs, if you direct it there, for them to look at. And
Do you know where they're at? Are they in are they in the Capitol building over here with their?
They're in the 3rd floor of the state building, right next door to here.
Yeah.
The tall building.
Yeah, they
Not
don't.
in the Capitol, but.
Yeah, right. It's a
their
state
main
building right
office,
over here. Yeah, they don't let me talk to nobody.
3rd floor.
They always send out Millard, and even though.
Look on, they have a website. Look
Yeah.
on their website, and you can probably file online just like you did here.
Yeah, we know. I try to do everything in person because, like I said, if you do it in person, they got 24 hours to acknowledge they received your, you know, your whatever, your public record, your complaint, or whatever.
Right.
They got 24 hours to respond. If you do anything online, it gives them a couple weeks. And then these state buildings, you know, sometimes they like to mess around with you and prolong it as long as they can before they give you the information. And I haven't had anybody in Indiana give me any information. Martinsville, Avon, Plainfield, none of these departments, no state offices.
I'd say you must be happy with our office because she responded to you in the same day.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy about that, but like I said, I was disappointed about that, you know, about the one that rejected it, because I thought, you know, who's going to reject that when I got all that information in there, and all of it's true, you know, and I even stated that I got video proof of it, so I'm obviously not going to lie about it and then offer my video proof, because honestly, my video evidence has never been denied from day one. I never denied it to any of the officers who arrested me. I never denied it to the prosecutor.
So is your YouTube postings the full videos?
Yeah, I got like,
Or has it been edited?
I got like, no, well, have they been edited? There's I mean, you can tell the ones that have been edited.
Little breaks in there.
Yeah, but I mean, I post, regardless, the full version is on there.
Okay.
So all of the full versions, unedited, are all on there.
Okay.
And then there are some that are edited on there. I mean, I haven't really edited any. My boy edited one. And then he found this other thing where it looked like a news station was starting to roll their footage. And I just put in, you know, like the Wanda Mize, and I put in, you know, for the people and all this stuff. But the video wasn't edited. No, I don't edit my videos because, I mean, like I said, they are edited, but I didn't edit them. There's like 2 of them that got some stuff taken out or added to it, you know, like the news thing. But the full videos are all on there, unedited, regardless. So.
Mr. Mosley, I hope I've answered some of your questions, probably not to your satisfaction.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. State employees, nobody expects to go in these state buildings and have their butt kissed, right? But, I mean, if somebody, like if I say I wanted to submit a public records request, take my public records request,
Right.
give me a stamped copy of it. I mean, it's that, because like you just asked me, do I have a copy of my public records request? No, because nobody ever gives me a copy. And they refuse to give me a copy.
When you mentioned you filled it out in a blank piece of paper, there should be a normal
Yes.
form that
Yes.
you fill out.
Yes.
You can get that online too.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the whole thing. So what I do is I try to test the public employees in so many ways. Public records knowledge, okay, our rights knowledge, and then I try to test their attitude towards the public.
Right.
Fail, fail, fail.
Well, I hope they start coming.
No, I mean, this would be good. I mean, I actually like this interaction because this is what I always want. I want to be able to sit down and you guys are the Office of the Inspector General.
Right.
And I know you guys may not, I mean, you may not like my videos, but you know, I mean, and it is what it is. But you guys are held to a higher standard than the public, and that's what it really boils down to. I mean, if I want to be, I guess you could say ignorant or, you know, whatever, belligerent or a foul-mouthed, you know, person, then, I mean, that's my choice, and, I mean, actually, it's my right to do so.
Right.
But you guys are supposed to be professional no matter what. You know, if I call you this and that and everything underneath the sink, then, you know, you're supposed to suck it up and just say, sir, is there, you know, I've tried to help you, is there anything else I can do? If not, then, you know, but you're supposed to be professional. These people, there's no professionalism there. It's whatever they want to do, and they call the police and have the police try to intimidate you into doing whatever they want done. That's not how it works.
Right. And most actions like that fall more under internal policy procedures that those agencies have for their employees to follow.
Oh yeah, the employee conduct manual. Nobody's going by that. I mean, even the post office employees, they failed to identify themselves. The officers are backing these postal employees, even though I've got video proof showing otherwise. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, watch the videos, you'll see what I'm talking about.
All right.
I mean, my post office arrest. In fact, have you got an email? And
I do.
I can email you some of the titles.
Here. I think I got a business card that's still in here. Yeah, you see that on the website.
All right, yeah, I'll give you some of the videos to look at.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate you.
Good meeting you.
Yep, nice
You take
conversation.
care.
Yep. The main thing is trying to stay out of jail for not breaking the law.
Take care.
Yep, thank you. I'm gonna check the building out.
Sure, it's a beautiful building.
Yeah, I saw that big old stained glass up there. It looked nice.
Look at that plaque. It tells you how much it costs to build.
Oh, this one down here?
No, right, that one right in front of you. It's amazing. You have a good day.
You too, thank you. Wow. Cost of land, building, and equipment. I don't know if that did any good or not, but at least they know. Nice. Hello.
How can I help?
I just came to look at the building.
Oh, yeah, no worries. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer.
All right, will do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a nice building. You guys have a good one. Have a good one.